Hi there, Coach Tanya here at Critical Bench, and I am the holistic health practitioner on staff. And if you are in menopause, I want to talk about 3 things you should not be doing. Okay, menopause, yay. Now, I've been doing a lot of videos lately and talking a lot about menopause. It's a topic that I don't know if it's because of the age I'm at in my life, but it just seems to be something that's coming up a lot more. And there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat. It goes on and on and on and on. And there's also a lot of amazing research behind a lot of these questions and ideas and philosophies and thoughts. So I'm actually just finding it very, very interesting because as we go through life, we have all the, we go through these transitions and phases and changes, and that's life, right? It's all fresh and new, you're born, and there's all these learning curves and, these adventures, and there's this excitement, and then we kind of come to a point where I'm not going to call it the downhill slope, but we reach a point where the body is changing again, and everything that we did or have been doing just seems to not work the same, and we start to feel like, what is going on? And in that, trying to figure it out can be so menopause is a topic that I love that women want to talk about it. I love that they want to share because, number one, if you're born a woman, you're going to go through menopause. You don't have a choice. Menopause is going to happen. Now, there's other cases where, because of medical conditions or interventions and stuff like that, that's not necessarily the case. But being female, menopause is a normal, normal part of your life. It's a phase and a transition that you are going to go through, and it can be like this, or it can be like this, because it's going to be up and down. It's a very dynamic process. There's nothing linear about it, and your experience is going to be completely different from your neighbor to her sister to your cousin. Every woman's experience is unique to her. Now, as far as the blanket of symptoms and what we experience, we might all have a lot of those in common, but how they affect us and what is happening, how we're responding, can be very, very different in frequency, intensity, and all kinds of things. But looking at, I've been doing a ton of science reading lately, reading through a ton of research, and there's 3 things that come up constantly. No matter if I'm researching symptoms, if I'm researching therapies, if I'm researching, correlation of between A and B, these things are coming up a lot. And so I wanted to make this video on 3 things you absolutely should not do. If you are going through menopause, do not do these 3 things. Number 1, consume alcohol daily. Now, notice I didn't say stop drinking alcohol, okay? I do not know what your relationship is like with alcohol, and I'm not going to presume anything. However, there is just so much scientific data to support that daily consumption, and I'm not saying daily consumption is in bottles of wine or cases of beer or 26-ounce bottles of spirits. Just daily consumption, a drink one standard drink, 1 5-ounce glass of wine every single day has been shown to dramatically increase not only the intensity but the frequency of night sweats and hot flashes. So if this is something that you are dealing with and it is driving you bananas, how much alcohol are you consuming? Okay, now if you're having a glass of wine a week, it might not be that glass of wine is what's causing the impact. Now you could try cutting it out and substituting the glass of wine for, like club soda and lime, something else. And if you find there's a dramatic difference, well, there's your answer. But 1 glass a week or 2 glasses a week is probably not having that great an impact. But if you're someone that, coming home from work at the end of the day, again, no judgment here, a glass of wine or a glass of bourbon is sort of your downtime. and you are suffering terribly with hot flashes and night sweats, this is something that you want to take into consideration. All right. Number 2, do not consume high sodium foods. Again, this is having a huge impact on hot flashes, night sweats, and I read something just this morning about the impact on, I think it was insomnia. And not to mention that a lot of us are consuming much more sodium than we need to, and we're just not really aware of it. So reducing that is a very good idea. Also, the impact on heart health needs to be taken into account, because once you're in menopause, once in menopause, it doesn't mean you become a statistic, but from menopause on, women are at a higher risk for things like cardiovascular disease. So low sodium diets are very, very good. So if you're in menopause, cut out a lot of the high sodium foods and really watch your sodium intake, okay? Number 3, please do not become sedentary. Do not stop moving. Keep moving, all right? Probably the number 1 complaint I hear from women who are premenopausal or perimenopausal and menopausal is the weight gain. And they're so upset and they're so frustrated because they're like, I've always eaten well, I've always exercised, and now I've got this spare tire, this donut, and no matter what I do, I can't get rid of it. Okay, your hormones are like that right now. There's a lot of imbalances, and it's definitely impacting that. Some lifestyle changes will have a positive impact on that, because in menopause, we need to make some lifestyle changes. We just have to. What we were doing in our 20s and 30s is no longer going to work. We're not going to get away with the same things we did then. We're just not. Accept it. That's okay. But what I found happening was this very direct link in symptoms that women were experiencing in menopause and how it was making them feel emotionally, and then causing them to just sort of like go, oh, what's the point? What's the point? Why go to the gym? Why go for a walk? I don't, and very slowly becoming very sedentary. Okay, so that not only impacted their physical health, but it also greatly impacted mental health. Now, you are probably going to have some very rough days during menopause. And that's where you embrace your tribe. I'm going to encourage you to gather a tribe of women like you, who are going through a lot of these things, because that is your best support network right there. And when you have those days, those are the women you call upon. Those are the women you reach out to say, you know what, this is where I'm at today. And chances are you're going to get one of them who's on a good day. All right. Not all of you are having a bad day on the same day. Trust me. All right. So gather your tribe, get that support. Keep yourself active. Keep yourself moving. Now, from menopause on, you're probably, you should be keeping up with doctor visits. And once things start, I call it kind of leveling out, there may be some changes in your body, and that needs to be considered in terms of, what are you going to do to stay active? Are you going to continue with some really nice brisk walks? Are you going to continue hiking, maybe bike riding? Maybe you do an aquasize class. Maybe you do continue to go to the gym and you do some moderate strength training because it's something you've always done and you love. But the worst thing you can do is just stop. Just stop, because that is not going to do your body any good. It's not going to do your mind and your emotional health any good. So that last final thing that you do not do is become sedentary. So those are the 3 things. Do not consume alcohol every day. Do not be consuming high sodium foods, and do not become sedentary. And you're going to have yourself a much better menopause experience. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you click over here to subscribe to our channel. Give this video a thumbs up and comment below. And hey, check this out. It's a free 5-minute core workout. And this video here, you're going to love it. I'm Coach Tanya at Critical Bench. Have an awesome day.